Welcome, everyone, and thank you for coming. Please join me in welcoming our next member of Congress running for the 18th District, Jeanette Moll.
Thanks for that kind introduction. It's my pleasure to be here today. I enjoy talking to people about how we can work together to change Washington. As you might imagine, along the way, I get a lot of interesting questions. Without a doubt, the most common question is why? Why put myself and my family through the crazy hours and endless traveling of a political campaign? Why do I want to join Congress, a body with the lowest approval rating in the history of public opinion polling? Why am I the best person to serve? Here's why. We desperately need someone who'll work for change, and I'm ready to do just that. Simply put, most members of Congress do little or nothing unless they believe doing so will help them win re-election. I wish I could tell you that this problem was confined just to the Democrats, but sadly, it's a bipartisan problem. And with the many troubles we face now, it's a problem we know all too well. While the people of eastern and southeastern Ohio struggle with real problems, Congressman Zach Space struggles to decide which five-star hotel to stay in during his congressional junket to Greece. And while Ohioans worry that our schools won't be able to raise enough money to teach our children, Zach Space worries that he won't be able to raise enough special interest money to win re-election. And while ordinary Americans like you and I spend time wondering whether our health insurance will be enough to protect our family, congressmen partake of the finest premium health care coverage our tax dollars can buy. We work harder and harder to improve the quality of life for our families, while members of Congress like Zach Space do less and less to help. In fact, with all their DC double talk and beltway blather, Zach Space and his pals in Washington end up hurting more than helping. Let me be very clear. This is no way to run a country, and it needs to change now. The path we're on brings us to a decision point. Do we continue in the same destructive direction, or do we turn back and rediscover the America you and I grew up in? Because choosing the right direction can make a lifetime's worth of difference. Here's just one example. Think of two 17-year-old Ohio girls. The first girl fell in love with her first real boyfriend, the man of her dreams. She looked forward to high school graduation and attending Notre Dame to major in government. She was raised in a home where standards and values were important, where faith in God was a constant touchstone. And when it came to her future, the sky was the limit. The second girl, let's call her Melissa, traveled a very different road. After bouncing from relative to relative and state to state, she arrived in Ohio with little hope for the future. She'd made some poor decisions along the way, including breaking the law. Unmarried and unfocused, Melissa, while not much more than a child herself, had 3 children, and found herself homeless and unable to care for her sick children. With nowhere to turn, she turned her children over to the county, hoping and praying that some other family could give them a better future, a future she never found for herself. Now, the story of these 2 girls are true, and I should know. Here's how it turned out for me. Remember that man of my dreams? I married him. Notre Dame, I went there and graduated and earned my law degree from the Ohio State University. Later, I worked as a legislative analyst and opened the Washington, D.C. office of Ducks Unlimited, a sportsman conservation organization. My husband and I moved back to Ohio and raised our daughters, Cassie and Kendra, here. I became a magistrate judge in Cambridge, spending a decade protecting children and helping families. That's where the story of these 2 girls, Melissa and me, intersect. As a magistrate, I saw the pain and sadness of broken homes, broken marriages, and worst of all, broken children. After much time spent in prayer, my husband Gary and I decided that we had a moral obligation to do something, anything to help ease the suffering of these children. So despite the fact that our 2 daughters were going into high school, we decided to adopt. That's when we adopted the 3 children that Melissa had given up when she couldn't care for them. Yes, I said 3 more. So our daughters are grown and out of the house. We are the proud and very busy parents of Bradley, Aaron, and Aaliyah, 11, 10, and 6. Every day, my husband Gary and I work hard to make the prayers of their birth mother come true. We're giving them the life they deserve. So what do the stories of Jeanette Moll and Melissa have to do with Congress? Here's what I believe. If someone wants to earn the privilege of going to Congress to improve the lives of other people, she should first show she's already improved the lives of others, one person at a time. Isn't that the kind of person you want to see in Congress? Someone who sees a problem and wants to be part of the solution. Someone who will work hard for change, not just for the sake of change, but change that will build a better future for generations to come. To do that, we need someone who understands this district. I do. I know this district. I live here, my home is here, my family is here, and my heart is here. I know this district. I know the concerns surrounding the road projects in Coshocton County. I know the growth problems that people are worried about in Licking County. I know the water issues in Hocking County, and I know the need for new jobs in Muskingum County and throughout the district. And with as many times as I've traveled to the 16 counties in this district, I now know every pothole and curvy gravel road from New Philadelphia to Jackson.